Good morning, boys and girls. This video is for Tuesday, May 19th. So for today's activity, we're going to start off with our reading. And remember, we're going to be working on this sheet. And you're going to be doing your last square, and you're going to be writing what happens in the middle of the story that you chose here. Okay, so when I say in the middle, it just has to happen after what you put for the first thing that happened. So you can do beginning, middle, end, or you can just do this happened at the beginning and then later number 2 happened. Okay, so make sure you use the same book you were using, and if you've already finished that book, you still have to make sure and fill in what happens second and what happens third. Today, though, your assignment is to put what happens second. If you've already done that, then you're done for the day, but make sure you read at least 15 minutes in the book of your choice. Now, please remember to return all your library books if you haven't, and I think most of you, I loaned The Horrible Harry and the Magic School Bus. If you have either of these 2 books at home, these are my books, so make sure you return those if you have them at home at the end of the week. So for spelling, we're on list 33, and remember these are the A words spelled A-W and A-U with laugh as our oddball word, and these are our A-list words. You get to choose your choice of activity, the way you want to practice. So you can either have somebody give you a spelling test, you could do the one where you spread flour or shaving cream out. You could write them on strips of paper and make a paper chain. You can type it on your computer. You can do your own activity, whatever you want, but you need to fill out this form and have it signed by a parent or turn in the work that you do using sort 33. So for handwriting, we're doing day 2 on page 71, and this is S. So for S, you're going to start at the bottom, loop it around, bump the line, and make a boat. This letter is not going to connect to the rest of the word. So let's try it again. Bump the line, make a boat. Now for your lowercase, you're going to start at the bottom, go a little bit above the line, and go and connect. So go a little bit above the line, and then you kind of round it and connect to the next letter. So for today's math book, you need to make sure you have the right tools because we're going to be practicing with our tools. So if you do not have a ruler, I've given you another one. If you have the one from last time, you just need to flip it around so that you're using the centimeter side. Now, I've given you a new meter stick. It's close to your yardstick, but not the same. So you're going to cut this all out and put it together. So hopefully you did that today. If you didn't already do it yesterday, you have your meter stick. And make sure when you come to Zoom, you bring your inch ruler, your meter stick, and you can bring your tape measure too, but it's easier to measure meters if you have your meter stick. So you're going to select the right tool. You're going to draw a picture of an object that you would measure with this centimeter ruler. So it should be something that's smaller than a ruler. Hey, I could use my tape holder, that would work, or I could use my pen, but you don't want to measure something that's bigger than this ruler. That wouldn't be good to measure with centimeters, probably. That might start getting a little bit hard. Although you could use your meter stick, and you could measure in centimeters if it was bigger, right? That would work, okay? So measure something that in real life you would measure in centimeters. So probably for sure smaller than a meter stick, I would think. And then draw an object that you would measure with a meter stick. So that would be a bigger item. Okay, like remember we measured the doorway with a meter stick. Okay, so what you're going to do here is, here you're going to say what would be the better tool between these two, between a centimeter ruler and a meter stick. So you could just say ruler and meter stick. So you're going to write that on the line, your guess. If you want to just put CR for centimeter ruler and MS or M for meter stick, that would be okay. So you're going to put the tool first before you measure anything. Then you're going to measure and you're going to say about how much it is. So the doorway, which would be what would you want to measure it in? Well, this is a double door. I don't know if you have a double door at your house. Doorway. If you didn't have a double door, you could measure 2 doorways. And you could see how you might want to use a meter stick for that. If your doorway's not very big, you could use it. I think you could use either of those for that doorway because it's not super huge. And then you're going to actually do it. And then you're going to put whatever you used, you're going to put so many cm for centimeters or so many m for meters. Okay, so obviously small items, it's really obvious you're going to use this centimeter ruler. Bigger items, if it's big, you want to start using your meter stick because you don't really want to have to go like this and go stick like that. It starts not being very accurate and it takes you a lot longer. Okay, so it's possible, remember, to use the meter stick and not measure in meters, measure in centimeters. Do you see how it all goes all the way up to 100? So you could put meter stick and then measure in centimeters. That's probably what I do on some of these. Okay, and then you have a few word problems here. Okay, for your optional recess activity, today I've given you a list of some ideas of some things you can do. So you can choose one thing off this list or more than one, and this is sort of a thing where you could try to get bingo if you want. And you could say, well, okay, I'm going to do all the things in this row, I'm going to do the things in this row, or these are some things that you could do during the summer. So see if you can find something on this list that you'd like to do during recess. Okay, another thing that you could do during your free time today is you could start listening to those songs for our music contest that's going to be on Thursday at Zoom. They are on the website. I'm putting them on the website each day at the bottom. The songs that we're going to be listening to today is not when you're going to do your music activity yet. That's going to be tomorrow. But if you want to start listening to those songs and reminding yourself of what they sounded like, our new song for the month is Entry of the Gladiators, and it's kind of a circus song. If you have ever been to a circus or seen one on TV, they always play that song. And a gladiator is kind of, in the Roman days, it was kind of a fighter where people would go to the Colosseum and watch them fight each other or fight against lions. And it was kind of like a sporting event where there would be a gladiator who would do some kind of activity. Like maybe they would have a chariot race. Unfortunately, sometimes the gladiators would be very violent. So I don't think it was a really great sport, but some of the activities like the chariot races were probably kind of fun to watch. So the Entry of the Gladiators, Julius Fusick named it that because it was kind of a grand thing where all the gladiators are coming out to do whatever fighting or contest that they're doing, and all the people would watch. But for us today, we think of it more like a circus song. It really sounds like a circus song. So that's how I remember that one. And if you want to go ahead and review, remember we had the song about the bumblebee, and you could hear the bumblebee in there. And we had the song, The Ride of the Valkyries, and that one sounds like a helicopter. So if you can remind yourself of what they sound like, it can kind of help you. Like, remember John Philip Sousa? His sounds, I feel like it sounds like the 4th of July. And then Messiah by Handel, that sounds like Christmas. So if you can kind of remind yourself of what it sounds like, it might give you a hint when you go to take the the music contest to see who's going to win that. Anyway, good to see you today, and I will see you tomorrow.